Netflix, a globally famous streaming service known for its convenience, infinite garbage reality TV, and butchering of anime. You know, like turning Ryuk into a gender-bent Disney villain. So naturally, when Netflix releases an anime of a game more broken than a mental asylum patient, we all unanimously went, oh god,
shit,
here we go again. Until we saw the first 5 minutes. I can't believe it! It's good? Oh, it's Trigger! See? Trigger saved anime! I knew it! It's not Netflix, it's Trigger! Trigger saved anime from Netflix! Cyberpunk Edgerunners is the beautiful anime adaptation of Cyberpunk 2077, aka a game I haven't played, therefore it's just another anime to me. Except it's not just another anime, it's amazing. So let me start this rundown with a simple question. Have you ever wanted to be a cyborg? If you answered yes, then I hope you're into Girl Mind Break because you're gonna have a great time at surgery. Cyberpunk Edgerunners is a show that explores a deadly dystopian world, where discrimination is rampant, corporates and punks are at each other's necks, and a pedestrian being shot in the head is a Tuesday. In other words, Brazil! In a world where chips and mechanical parts can be installed into people to turn them into superhumans, David lives the life of a broke student who never seemed to fit in with the class. Getting straight A's don't exactly help you dodge straight fists. With discrimination and poverty being the norm, David's life and mental state is an absolute mess, and almost in a somewhat realistic way. I mean, I don't think getting Kung Fu Aura is realistic, but the whole being bullied, being broke, bad mental state, and hence a short fuse causing relationships to dolphin dive off a cliff. I'm sure there are many people who have gone through and are going through this now. So the obvious solution is to get in a car accident, sprinkle in a bit more discrimination, and kill off his only remaining family. That'll show him! With the passing of his mother, David has nowhere to go, completely lost in life. Until he finds his mother's secret military-grade spine. Let's call it that. Enjoy some grow to install it, and is special because he can use it without going crazy. Things happen and he joins a gang trying to become a cyberpunk. And now, before you come expecting an insane, mind-blowing cyborg story, I'm here to tell you that it's not. The story is a good one, but all things considered, it's pretty run off the mill. Loser guy finds out he has special powers, joins a gang or group, and finds the place where he belongs. Insert linear story about group fighting bad guys, different characters have different issues, all that. It's a very straightforward story, and I can't say any part of it made my jaw drop or made me go, oh my god, I never saw this coming! Oh, it did make me scream something though. I'm not here to bash the story though. It's a good one that progresses the plot and sets up everything it needs to. Just, it's nothing extremely unique or mind-blowing, but that's because its strengths lie somewhere else. And that's... For starters, I love the maturity of the show. And of course that includes the uncensored exploding brains, exploding bodies, exploding explosions, but I more so refer to the overall tone and vibe the show gives off. Like when characters interact, they're not going all desu desu, they're not going eh, no one screams like a lolly on fire. It really feels like how normal people, normal punks talk, and I really appreciate this point because can you imagine some emoto screaming Ani-chan in this gritty world as someone pulls a shotgun and blasts their neighbor's face off? This extends all the way to even the conversation topics, like how sex is nothing out of the ordinary, or how embarrassed characters don't have their face turned into hashtag FF0000, or how everyone has a witty comeback. The whole world is set up and built to be a very dark one where dying is nothing out of the ordinary. Constant cyber-psycho instances, fighting everywhere, starving drug addicts ravaging the streets. That's the kind of world we're dealing with here, which is far more mature than your average isekai. This is why I appreciate the lack of overreacting anime noises and a very non-anime-esque kind of dialogue. It blends in perfectly with the world and gives it a much more organic feeling. I'm sure there are weebs that will not be used to this kind of overall feeling, hell, anime as a whole. I don't know how to put it into words properly or if I'm the only one who thinks this, but even though it has a very anime-esque plot, the overall show in a way doesn't feel like an anime? Like, the dialogue is anything but anime, the world would be quite anime, except it isn't. And just, I guess, perhaps the overall feeling it gives off. It feels like someone slapped a western plot and dialogue into an anime, added a few anime-esque elements to the plot, and called it anime. And I mean this in a good way, because it feels so different to the usual shit I watch. It's definitely the kind of show I could easily convince non-weebs to watch, not as an anime, but just as a show. Yeah, that's right, go brainwash your Norway friends into watching anime. Works all the time. Unless you show them One Piece. Then they're not an anime fan, they're a One Piece fan. Now let's talk about the characters. They are just so charming. God, I love their witty conversations. Shame is for peasants and respect is for the weak. They go ham on roasting and speaking facts. Yes, everyone. It's not one character's trait, it's everyone. You know, like all my friends in real life. I am not a bottom. This is part of the natural conversation that I mentioned, and it's very refreshing to hear anime characters talk this way. Obviously, it's not just them being witty though, otherwise I'd love them as much as my friends. Fuck my friends. Everyone is just either a ball of fun energy or is super cool. Let's see, we have please whisper shit talk into my ear as you assassinate me girl, we have please step on me and crush my dick girl, we have please shoot a hole and donut me girl. I am not a bottom! Other than David, I wouldn't consider anyone to have a particularly deep character arc. They're just all extremely entertaining to see on screen, from their talking, screaming, murdering, you know, the usual human experience. And then we have David. David goes through this whole character arc where he starts off as a kid with some special power, but quickly matures throughout the episodes. On the surface, it looks like a very off-the-mill kid goes through some shit and grows up type of thing, but I actually think there are many interpretations that can be made in how his tale is poetic, or how he never actually changed from beginning to end and all that. While I think this is never brought up directly as a growing point, there are many points of his character, mindset, and fate that can be very interestingly compared to the first episode and how he might only have matured on the surface. I sound like a pretentious fuck using big words, but I don't want to spoil, so all I can say is go watch it and make your own conclusions on the mind of David. Then if you're a true weeb, go to Reddit, tell everyone why David is actually a bitch on the inside, and argue to the depths of hell in an endless thread with waifu fartman69. The last thing I want to briefly cover is the production. Trigger saved anime and this shows why. You and your tax fraud can fuck right off, you faultable. Wait, no, I was joking, I love you. I think God forgives even tax fraud. This has been said to death on the internet already, but god damn is this show stylish. From the fight choreography, to the unique but amazing art style, to Rebecca, this is not just your classic good animation. Everything connects smoothly, and all the little things like background, environment, anxiety-inducing foot tapping just work to convey this abhorrent but beautiful world. So classic Trigger show. Also the music. Some madman said fuck Japan and their shitty goo goo gaga anime music. We need punk. I'm gonna stop talking as if I know anything about true art or Western music, but yes, it fucking slaps. Cyberpunk Edgerunners is just the whole package in 10 episodes. It's a fast-paced speedrun of a complete story with fantastic characters, world building, and production. In other words, because it's only 10 episodes, you have no excuse to be rewatching another Trash Taste episode when you could be watching this gem of a show. Not free? Yeah, I see through your procrastination excuses, because I'm like that too. This show somehow managed to pack what felt like 2 seasons worth of content into 10 episodes without feeling extremely rushed. Not a second of screen time wasted. I'm so glad I decided to watch Robot Murder for 3 hours. Alright, I have one last trick to show this show. You ready? Cyborg dildos.